We strong.
Hello, good day everyone. This is our first lesson for second quarter in English 6. It's about types of informational or factual text. Our objective, you are expected to identify the purpose or key structures and language features of various types of informational or factual text. Informational or factual texts inform readers on through fact-based information. These include a wide range of nonfiction, historical, scientific, or technical texts, including autobiographies and biographies, books about history, social studies, sciences, and the arts, or directions, forms, and information displayed in graphs, charts, or maps, and digital resources on a range of topics. Look at the picture below. Are you familiar with the Mount Mayon? It is considered as one of the most active volcanoes in the country. How will you describe how will you describe the picturesque view of volcano in Albay? Mayon volcano, also known as Mount Mayon, is a sacred and active stratovolcano in the province of Albay and Bicol region on the large island of Luzon, the Philippines, a popular tourist spot. It is renowned for its perfect cone because of its symmetric conical shape. A number of factual information may be given or generated about Mount Mayon. Using the given information, you will be able to write a text or paragraph that provides description on the given picture or item. Providing factual description is one of the ways in writing informational or factual text. For learning task 1, read President Manuel Quezon's autobiography taken from his privileged speech delivered in 1933. Then answer the question that follow. Do this in your notebook or paper. Listen very carefully. I was born a poor man, the son of a school teacher in one of the smallest towns in the Philippines, Baler. My father had, besides his salary, a 2-hectare rice land, which he cultivated. While I was a boy and during my early youth, my father saved as much as he could from the meager salary and what he could get, from what he could get from his rice field only to have a few hundred pesos to give me with which to give me an education. During those Spanish days, a Filipino family could live in a small town on 4 pesos a month and a supply of rice. Thus did my family live for years. When I was at the age of 5, an aunt of mine started to teach me to read and write. My own father and mother and the priest of the town later gave me a primary instruction. At the age of 9, I was brought by my father to Manila and began my secondary education at San Juan de Letran College. First, I live in the convent of San Francisco, serving as a room and a mess boy for one priest, receiving no salary except board and room. Then my father moved me to the house of an aunt, where for some pesos I room and boarded. The house was located in Paco, too far from the walled city for him who could only use his own feet as a means of transportation. My classes started at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I had to get up very early to reach my classes on time. Again, this impaired my health, and the following year, I was taken by my father to San Juan de Letran as an intern. I remained as an intern until I graduated as a B with the highest honors. By this time, the savings of my father had all been spent on my education. He owned money and simply told me that I had to stop my studies unless I could work my way through university education. I came to Manila and spoke to my Dominican professors, who by this time had become very fond of me, and told them of my situation. I wanted to be a lawyer, but could not pay for my expenses. They secured a position for me as one of the helpers in the University of Santo Tomas with room and board and free tuition. Thus, I was able to take up the study of law. So that's the source. This time, these are the questions that we're going to answer. The first question is, are you inspired by his journey in the pursuit of his dream? Okay, you can answer that. Yes or no. Yes, if you are inspired. And what do you think was his purpose in sharing this part of his life to his audience? Okay, ano sa palagay nyo ang kanyang dahilan? This purpose for sharing this life to his audience. For me, I think that he motivates us, encourages us to go on whatever struggles we have. Number 3, how did his story affect your personal views about your studies and your dreams? Your answer will vary. Okay? Now, kids, for learning task number 2, read the statement below, arrange the sequence of events taken from Quezon's autobiography. And in your notebook, write A for the first event and B for the second, and so on. So A, B, C, D, or E. So be guided by the language features and or signals used in each item. Okay, first, let's find out. His father had spent all his savings for Manuel's education. He told him that he could still study if he could work his way through university education. Second, number two, his Dominican professors helped him secure a position as one of the helpers in the University of Santo Tomas, receiving free room and tuition for his law school. Third, next, his own parents and their parish priest gave him his primary instruction. Fourth, then, at the age of 9, he was brought by his father to Manila, where he had his secondary education at San Juan de Latran. And number 5, when he was at the age of 5, his aunt taught him to read and write. So again, all you have to do is to read the statements below, then arrange the sequence of events taken from Quezon's autobiography in your paper or in your notebook. Then, write A for the first event and B for the second, C third, up to E. A, B, C, D, E. So that's it. So when we say sequencing, ang pagkakasunod-sunod. Okay, I'll give you time to answer. Okay. Okay, let's find out. In just a few while, let's find out what is your answer. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Let's start now. Are you ready? Okay. So, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequence. So, the first one, if your answer, I'm going to write it here. Okay. So, this is what letter? Letter A. So, this is letter A. This is letter A, right? Okay. Okay, A. Number 5 is A. Okay. Followed by, okay, number 4. What's the number? Number 4. At the age of 9, so that's it. This is letter B. Okay. Then, at the age of 9, he was brought by his father to Manila where he had his secondary education at San Juan de Letran. Right? Okay, if your answer is that, so it means to say that you've got the correct answer. So this is A, B, and C. Next, his own parents. So that is letter C for the third one. His own parents and their parish priest gave him his primary instruction. So for letter D, his father had spent, so number 1, letter D, his father had spent all his savings to Manuel's education. He told him that he could still study if he could work his way through university education. And the last one, letter E, his Dominican professors helped him secure a position. Okay, his Dominican professor helped him to secure position as one of the helpers in the University of Santo Tomas, receiving a free room and tuition for his law and school. So, we're done with this. We're done. Next, that's task number. Let's proceed to task number. Okay, what task number is that? Now for the informational or factual text, these are the materials that provide significant information or details about a particular person or place or thing, event, issue, and the like. and they vary in terms of types, signal questions, and signal words. Okay? So, they presented below are the types of informational or factual text and their purposes or descriptions, the signal questions, and signal words. Now, what are those? These are information using sequence. Then, second, information using description. Third is information using cause and effect. Then, fourth is information using comparison and contrast. And the last one is information using problem and solution. Okay? So, the type, purpose, the key structure, these are the signal questions. And the features or signal words. For sequence, what's the purpose? The purpose is, what's the purpose for this? Okay, let's find out. What's the purpose for sequence? The purpose for this is to describes or presents statements, events, or items in order and or enumerates procedure or steps in doing something. So the example there is the autobiography of the autobiography of Manuel Casson. Is it Manuel Casson? And what for the case structures? What statements, items, events, or steps are listed? Do they happen in this order? Do they always happen in this order? And for the features or signal words, like first, second, next, then, before, after, finally, following, not long, or after. These are the signal words. If it is sequence. Okay? Next. For description. Description. The purpose for this describes a person, place, thing, idea, or concept by explaining its features and characteristics or by giving examples. And the key structures, what specific topic, person, idea, or thing is being described. How is it described and how does it look like? How does it work? What does it do, etc. What is important to remember about this? About it. So how about the signal words or the features? For instance, such as an example to illustrate our characteristics. When it's about the purpose to describe a person or a thing or idea, so this is the type, description, or descriptive type. Okay? For cause and effect. Cause and effect refers, what's the purpose for cause and effect? Okay. What's the purpose for cause and effect? Refers to what happened, effect, and why it has happened, the cause and effect. Then the key structures, what happened, why did it happen, what caused to it. Then how about the features or the signal words? So, those are signal words. So, because, since, therefore. If then this led to, reason why, as a result, may be due to, effect to, consequently, for this reason. So that's cause and effect. What happened and why it happened. Fourth type. Another type is comparison and contrast. What's the purpose for comparison and contrast? Shows or presents how two or more things that are alike or different. And their case structures, their signal questions, what items or things are being compared? In what ways are they alike? In what ways are they different? Okay? And for the signal words, same as similar, alike, as well as not only but also both, instead of, either, or on the other hand, different from, or as opposed to. This another type is problem and solution. For problem and solution, tells about the problem and the possible solution to it. So the case structure for signal questions are, what is the problem? Why is this a problem? Or is anything being done to try to solve the problem? What can be done? And the signal words, question is, dilemma is, the puzzle is, to solve this, one answer is, one reason for the problem is. So for learning task number 3, read and analyze the text below. So as you can see on your module, you have to complete the table by identifying the types of text, their purposes, and their signal words used. Do this on your paper. And another learning task, task number 4, you have to read the text and complete the table below, then convert the details of the given text into diagram using appropriate graphic organizer. Do this in your paper. So another task for learning task 5. That's it for learning task 5. You have to read the text and complete the table below, then convert the details of the given text into a diagram using appropriate graphic organizer. Do this in your paper. So there is a sample there about graphic organizer on your module. So there's no problem about it. You can do it. For learning task 6, using any available reading materials at home as sources of various information, you're going to read different informational or factual text that show sequence, description, cause and effect, problem and solution, and comparison and contrast. Then you have to complete the table there. Do this on your paper. So that's it, children. That's the first lesson for second quarter. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe this video. Thank you very much, and God bless us all. Thank you.